Bonjour et bienvenue. Chateau Elan. Vive la France. I'm sorry, the traveling golfer got a little carried away with the atmosphere. We're not in France. We're in Brazelton, Georgia, just north of Atlanta. Chateau Elan Winery and Resort. 2 great golf courses. A par 3 9-hole course. A luxury hotel. Great restaurants throughout. That's why the traveling golfer is here for another episode. Bon appetit.
One moment changes everything. Distance, precision, decided in a microsecond. So reduce your ball spin and get the most performance at impact with 4 yards more. A next-gen golf tee proven by pros and players like you. The unique durable design flexes at contact, reducing ball spin, giving you tighter control and more distance. So change your game and get 4 yards more. Brought to you by Greenkeepers. Golf smart.
Both courses at Chateau Elan, designed by Dennis Griffiths, who actually lives on property.
That's right.
Elizabeth Clarkson, PGA Director of Golf at Chateau Elan, the Chateau Golf Course, the Woodlands Golf Course. Twins or a little bit different?
Very different golf courses. It's one of the greatest benefits to playing golf here. When you come and stay and play with us, you get a nice variety of golf. The Chateau course is much more open off the tee, a little bit longer than the Woodlands, but the Woodlands course is hillier, more tree line, a little bit shorter. So really a good variety for players that are coming from out of town especially.
The Chateau course is what I would call a perfect resort course. Not too much elevation change, not too undulated greens, and virtually no rough. Let's face it, come to the resort, you want to enjoy yourself.
That's right, very playable golf course.
The 10th hole at the Chateau course leaves plenty of room for the tee ball.
5 sets of tees, so if you want challenge, you can go back to the back tees, which are more than 7,000 yards. So there's a little bit of length to it.
That's right.
Woodlands, I guess the main characteristic is more elevation change.
Correct. It's definitely lots of elevation change, undulating greens, and just like the name says, it's woodlands, very narrow and lots of trees everywhere. Beautiful golf course and very different than the Chateau course.
One other little bit of variety, 2 different grasses on the greens at the 2 different courses. Chateau, Tiff Eagle Bermuda, beautiful.
Yeah, we redid the greens on the Chateau course 2 years ago, and we're very proud of that greens renovation. The Tiff Eagle Bermuda has really offered that nice grass in the summertime in our hotter months, and then our Woodlands course has bent grass greens, so if you come during the cooler months, you have great greens over there as well. So it really gives us, again, that variety that we like to offer our guests and the opportunity to offer good greens year-round. The Chateau course, which is our original course on property, the layout really lends an option of playing what we've called our Chateau short courses. So what I did is I took the layout based on how it wraps around the clubhouse, and we've got 3 options for our guests that don't necessarily have time for 18 holes. So our Chateau short courses are options to play 9, 6, and 4 holes. Our original 9 is the front 9 of the Chateau. The signature 6 is holes 1, 14 through 18. And then what we call the loop, which started out as a lot of employees after work like to play the loop, which is 15 through 18, comes back to the clubhouse. We offer that as our 4-hole option. So it really is a great opportunity for golfers that don't have time to play 18 to at least get in some golf after work or after a conference at the hotel.
And then for a little bit of dessert at the end of the day, there is a 9-hole par 3 course right next to the hotel, not a chip and putt course.
That's correct, yeah. It's full-length par 3s over there, walking-only golf course, but a really underutilized little gem on property. It's a fun round to play when you don't necessarily have time for a full 18.
The conditioning of the 2 golf courses is obviously kept at the highest level. You have a little help on that?
We do. We're very proud of the condition of our courses and especially our newly renovated clubhouse. We are officially managed by Troon Golf and proud to be so, and look forward to many of the benefits that being a Troon facility will offer us.
One of the leading golf course management companies in the country, and if you look on their list of courses, they're really some high-level courses all the way through. So
that's right.
Chateau Elan's in good company.
We are looking to hopefully be their flagship property in the Southeast.
As we've said at Chateau Elan, golf and wine are intertwined everywhere. So, as a wine connoisseur, the traveling golfer brings you my favorite golf wines. It was a perfect drive. How'd I wind up behind a tree? How did that not go in? It never fails 6 inches out of bounds.
This Tech Talk segment, a little different from all the rest. Yeah, we're going to talk product, but we're going to talk national awards. Dave Glad, Tour Edge, congratulations. One of the major awards in the golf industry, Product Ingenuity, top product of the year from the International Network of Golf, the EXS driver by Exotics.
We threw all our technology at it to make the best driver we've ever made. Multiple weights in the sole. That one's the heavier ones in the heel to start with, 9 grams. We got a 3 gram in the back. This is draw enhancing. If you want to make it more fade enhancing or straight ball shot, you switch these 2 weights. If you want to chain the ball flight, you just make a click or 2 on the shaft, and it goes 1 degree right away stronger or 1 degree weaker for more lawn.
All these bells and whistles, $600-700?
$299.
$299. I'm sold. I'm taking the driver. You take the
Great.
award. Dave Pelz scoring game schools all over the country. One of the most famous, right here at Chateau Elan. Ty Waldron, Director of Instruction. Ty, it's always great to be with any of the Pelz guys, but I'm glad to see you here. The Dave Pelz schools have been helping players with their short games for many years. Mm-hmm. You've been at Chateau Elan for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And the reason is it's really a different approach to the scoring part of the game, the most important part.
Well, basically, of course, if a golfer can hit a tee shot, find their drive, advance the ball toward the green, very often they're left with a short game shot. And it's your opportunity to make a 4, or, of course, in many cases, golfers make a 6. So with the obvious weaknesses in golfers' short games, and of course what they are capable of doing, if a person is coached well and practices properly, it's really amazing what any golfer is capable of doing. You can hit a shot on the green, 1 putt, and be on your way. And for most people, that's a 2-stroke difference.
Now, Dave Pelz, of course, works with the greatest golfers in the world.
Right.
Phil Mickelson to start with, but you get a little different level at the schools when you come in. Tell me some of the things that you see, the glaring errors when people come in.
Well, of course, when you ask a group of people, are you near the green in 2 and make a 6, typically there's some laughter, but it's not funny, right? But we've always experienced that. And of course, if that's happening, you're struggling with your contact. There are 3 basic shots in the short game, and you need to be aware of what your goals are. You need to know how to make it happen, and often people don't. And then, of course, struggles with putting. A lot of people struggle with their putting. So there again, it's mostly achieving your contact goals properly in the short game.
And I know from having been a student at the 1-day school,
Right.
someday maybe I'll make the 3-day schools, you start right away with ball position, and it's an unorthodox ball position.
Yes, well, we teach 2 basic swings. Any short game shot can be hit with one of the 2 basic swings. And of course, when executed properly, there's a low point to that swing. And the trick is just to know where to put the ball in relation to that low point. The problem is, and what does seem a little odd at first, is the illusion. You must understand where the ball needs to be. You need to understand how to position your feet to promote the proper swing. And you need to appreciate the illusion, which is what we explained to the students.
Well, what helped me was, number one, getting the ball farther back in my stance. Number two, getting my hands farther forward so the wrists were out of it. And number three, I've got great wedges, but they can't make the shot themselves. I need the right technique. These guys really have it. I think that I came out of the school with an immediate improvement, but I thought there was a secondary improvement that happened over the next couple of years and has maintained. Not that I don't need a brush up. Maybe I can get that from you today.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, initially, a lot of times golfers make changes and they'll get better right away. And what we stress is to stick to the plan and practice over a period of time. And if you do that, then you can reach your potential. And it's, again, quite amazing how well you can play and how much fun you can have.
All right, let's get a little bit of that brush up lesson right here. You folks at home, you're welcome to take notes. This is a free lesson for you. I know I'm going to benefit the most, but I'll pass on anything I can. Let's do it, Ty.
Let's start with the basics.
Very first thing they made everybody do was position the ball off their back foot. Almost nobody did that.
Yes, the top priority is once you establish which shot you're hitting is to know exactly where and how to position the ball correctly. Once you determine your target line, you step in with your back foot at a right angle to that line and position the ball in the middle of your back foot. And then you position the front foot about a club head away from the back. And then to promote the proper swing, just move your toes slightly forward. So the illusion is if you do this correctly, it'll appear behind you, but of course it's not.
And all of this helps to take that wristiness out.
Okay, Tony, now that we have the ball in the right position, take your shot. Yes,
I think I can get that one up and down. You're not always able to bump the ball as we did on the previous shot. Sometimes there's an obstacle in the way, requires a different shot.
It does. Rather than chipping the ball, you're going to pitch it. So here we're going to put the ball in the middle, and on the way back, you're going to cock your wrist and then release to your finish.
Once people get on the green, biggest problem, 3-putting. You know how I see most people stop that? They start 4-putting. So, how do we approach that? What's the big problem?
Speed control.
How about that? Leaving it short or hitting it too long?
Short, yeah. When I ask groups of people from 20 feet what percentage of putts they leave short, 80% is the most common response.
That's an amazing statistic, and I love statistics. Not as much as Dave Pelz. He's the king of statistics. And he has another amazing one that I've never forgotten about the proper length to give a putt the best chance to go in the hole.
Because of the imperfections around the hole, if a ball is traveling at a speed that would end up 17 inches past by the hole, it's more likely to overcome those imperfections and not.
17 inches past.
17 inches.
So now, in order to do that, what is in our mind when we're putting? What are we thinking about to improve that?
Well, number one, you have to be using a rhythm that allows you to perform well. And then the other, rhythm.
Got it.
And then the other is be able to foresee the right length of stroke that will roll at that 17 inches past. People are reluctant to take the putter back often, and that's one of the main reasons they leave it short.
Oh, I got robbed.
Well done, Tony. I can see your trip to the Pelz Scoring Game School is still paying off for you. If you want help with your game, visit us at pelzgolf.com.
Now it's time for the Strack-A-Line putt of the day, French style. Trick is make the putt without knocking over the wine. Putt with confidence. Managing a huge property like Chateau Elan Winery and Resort is a big responsibility. Ed Walls, general manager of this entire operation. Traveling golfer is amazed at all that you have under your tentacles.
It really is an amazing property, 3,500 acres, the brainchild of Dr. Don Panos, who originally started with just a winery. And eventually we ended up with the inn, the spa, the golf courses, the real estate that goes with a lot of the magnificent homes that are here. It really is a phenomenal place.
So let's start with the inn itself.
It was built in the mid-90s, about 275 rooms here at the inn, but we also have 14 rooms at the spa. And we also operate a Hampton Inn and Suites across the other side of the vineyard, which is another 95 rooms. So it really gives a lot of great price points for our customers. We have 40,000 square feet of meeting space. You know, one of the magical things about our resort is the winery piece is very unique. So we have the opportunity to do really creative, fun things with groups in and around the winery. We've had starlight dinners in the vineyards. There's so much width and breadth to the property that it really offers an awful lot. We have 8 restaurants and bars in and around the property.
Mark is in the winery itself, an American steakhouse, a high-end experience there. At the other end, a little place called Paddy's.
Dr. Panos was a big fan of Ireland, and I think he found Paddy's, the entire pub, and moved it here. You've got fish and chips, all the great sandwiches that you would find in a really traditional Irish pub, along with the wonderful beers.
And right here in the hotel, I have to mention, where we're sitting, La Berge.
La Berge is our fun sports bar, kickback kind of place at night. We do a little entertainment on Friday, Saturday nights. So it really is a nice place to get away and enjoy yourselves and cap off the night.
And right in the atrium, there's a wonderful place for breakfast, lunch, buffets, all the things that make it easy to manage your day.
Versailles is our 3-meal-a-day restaurant. Really got some pretty amazing food on both buffet and a la carte menu.
And the topper over at the golf course, the new Saracen Pub and Grill.
That's right.
Great late golfer.
We honored him by naming our golf grill after him as well.
Despite the size of the property, it is easy to get around.
Oh, no question about it. We actually have 7 luxury vehicles that will transport all of our customers back and forth to golf, to tennis, to the spa, and so on. Very easy to get around, and it makes it very simple.
Great wine at Chateau Elan, and this is the man that does it. Simone Bergese, winemaker, originally from northern Italy, Piemonte region, but very close to France, and now a Georgian.
From a certain point of view, is the dream for a winemaker. A reality like this, with a lot of grapes, a lot of wine, a lot of possibility of creating wine and engaging with people that are coming from everywhere in the country without actually knowing what they will find out. Their expectation is not going into Napa or going into Oregon, is going to Georgia, and suddenly they find a portfolio of wine that is impressive. The fact that they find something completely unexpected, and then they have the possibility of engaging with me because I'm just next door. I'm in the production area and suddenly I'm here in the tasting room, and so when they come here and I have the chance of making something that will surprise them completely, that's the best. There is a lot that people doesn't know, and when they start getting in contact with the reality and what is on the background of the making of the wine, and also when they come here, they are already in a good mood. So, it's just a winning combination. We are the largest winery in Georgia, one of the largest in the East Coast, and we work with probably 60% with Georgia-grown grapes, which are the muscadine, native variety of the South. You can't find it anywhere else in the world, only here. It's a very specific and peculiar connection that few wineries have of playing with something native of the place. And then just to please my winemaker soul and to please everybody else that is coming from other region other than Georgia, I was able to build up a program of wine made with grapes grown out of state. So we have these two completely paths. We have the regional grapes grown over here, muscadine. Everything else is coming from the vineyards in California. Probably the best way how to end up a tour, okay? Salute!
Chendan.
It's time to say goodbye to Chateau Elan Winery and Resort. It's been a magnificent stay. And of course, I couldn't leave without taking a little bit of the product with me. Just a little 6-pack. Time to load up the car, Simone.
There you go, let's go.
Hey, we got it.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.
Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the Traveling Golfer.